Patriotism, historical preservation, and service projects, those are the goals of a group of women whose reach is worldwide.
Daughters of the American Revolution research and promote American independence by way of their lineage.
Becky Farr met up with the Plum Valley chapter in Minot, and they represent the DAR organization in this week's Someone You Should Know.
Daughters of the American Revolution has 5 chapters in North Dakota and 190,000 members within 3,000 chapters across the country and internationally. But no matter where these women are serving, they all have the same goal: their dedication to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and education.
You know, you can get together with people who aren't the same as you are, and you still have a lot in common, which is awesome.
For Kim Brewer, she joined her cousin in Minnesota and became a member of Minot's Plum Valley chapter.
Our connection is through a guy, Jacob Jones. He was Ensign Jacob Jones. He was born in Delaware, served through Pennsylvania. He served a little bit in the Continental Army, but then he was mostly a scout in the frontier, did some scouting for General Washington.
DAR has their own genealogy database, but Jacob Jones can be found with a simple Google search. Jacob Jones is Brewer's great-great-great-great-grandfather on her mother's side, and one of her tasks right now is researching the lineage on her father's side as well. For Diana Kabak, her connection comes from North Carolina.
He fought in the American Revolution in 1755. He was a militia, which was a volunteer with the Pitt County.
His name was William Ellis, who dates back 8 generations and can also be found online. While the only commonality needed to be a member is a lineal connection to the American Revolution, the group's mission reaches more than its members.
Just the ability to be of service, because, you know, a lot of people think that it's a bunch of little old ladies who sit around and drink tea, and it's not.
It is a beautiful community of women who come together in a like-minded way to preserve history, preserve patriotism, educate our future generations, and build that trust and confidence in our country.
DAR will host fundraisers, donation collections, veterans projects, and even award scholarships. Just recently, the Minnesota Mandan chapter planted a Never Forget garden near the Veterans Memorial Wall at the Morton County Courthouse. That's just one example of how they pay homage to our country. And for some, that honor is especially close to home.
My grandmother was a DAR member, Daughters of the American Revolution. She passed before I joined, so her records are a new way to have her involved in my life moving forward and in my children's lives.
The non-political, non-religious volunteer women's organization can trace lineage back hundreds and hundreds of years, but they also look to the future.
Young people keep it going, I think.
Age is just a number, though. There are 65 years between the oldest and youngest members in Minot's chapter, and it's relationships like those that will continue to preserve our nation's history, as well as have a little fun.
All the ladies there, they'll tell you they love being involved in doing things for other people. It's fun. And then you have the fellowship and camaraderie.
It promotes that faith and confidence in the Constitution and what it stands for, and the sacrifices made to promote the way of life that we enjoy today.
The Daughters of the American Revolution are people you should know. Becky Farr, KX News.
Brewer says if you have one connection, it's likely that you have a lot more than that.
They're happy to help any incoming members trace their lineage and welcome anyone who's interested.